Donald Trump has said he's not joking about wanting a third term as U.S. president.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Is this real life or just another episode of What If the Constitution Didn't Exist?
My God, okay, it's happening.
Here's the deal. The U.S. Constitution, specifically the 22nd Amendment, clearly says no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice.
I'd love that.
Simple, right?
I'd like that.
2 terms and you're done.
And look what happened.
But Trump says there are methods to go beyond that limit.
And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry.
He told NBC, "I'm not joking. A lot of people want me to do it."
More people say, please run again.
So, what are those methods? Are we talking constitutional loopholes or just wishful thinking? Some Trump supporters have pointed out a technicality. The 22nd Amendment only bans someone from being elected president more than twice.
No.
It says nothing about succession. Which brings us to the vice president switcheroo. Here's the plan. Trump runs as vice president in 2028, say alongside JD Vance. They win. Vance resigns on day 1.
Go home to mommy.
Trump takes over. Boom. 3rd term. No election needed.
How's his trousers? Yellow card.
Sounds clever, but is it legal? Legal experts say, not really.
Stop it.
The 12th Amendment says, no person constitutionally ineligible to the office of president shall be eligible to that of vice president of the United States. In short, if you can't be president anymore, you can't sneak in as VP either. So much for one weird trick to unlock infinite presidencies. Still, the idea isn't going away. After all, we're talking about Donald Trump, the man who thrives on breaking conventions and challenging the status quo. For his supporters, the idea of a 3rd term isn't just a possibility, it's a necessity. A Republican congressman even proposed a constitutional amendment to allow 3 non-consecutive terms. But that's not happening anytime soon. It would require support from 2/3 of Congress and 3/4 of the states. And let's be honest, getting that much political unity right now is like trying to herd cats. Meanwhile, Democrats are calling Trump's 3rd term talk a threat to democracy. Even some Republicans aren't on board. Senator Markwayne Mullin said he's not changing the Constitution just for this.
I'm not changing the Constitution.
But what about historical precedents? Has anyone served more than 2 terms? Only one U.S. president has ever served more than 2 terms. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He was elected 4 times and led the country through the Great Depression and World War II. At the time, there was no legal limit. Just an unwritten rule since George Washington stepped down after 2 terms. Roosevelt's long presidency changed that. In 1951, the 22nd Amendment was passed to make the 2-term limit official, so no one could hold on to power that long again. Trump's fascination with breaking norms isn't new. Whether it's his aggressive use of executive orders, his constant legal battles, or his tendency to mock the establishment, he's always been a disruptor, and his supporters love him for it. For many of them, the idea of a 3rd term is less about constitutional law and more about delivering on a promise they feel was stolen in 2020. The debate over Trump's potential 3rd term also raises bigger questions. What if a future president tries the same thing? What if someone with more political capital and less controversy than Trump attempts to exploit these loopholes? It's not just a Trump issue, it's a challenge to the very structure of American democracy. And let's not forget the courts. If Trump ever tried to pull off a 3rd term by becoming vice president first, you can bet it would be challenged. And if it made its way to the Supreme Court, the outcome could redefine presidential eligibility forever, or at least until someone else comes up with another creative workaround.
Oh shit, here we go again.
So, can Trump serve a 3rd term? Legally, probably not. The 22nd Amendment is pretty clear. But politically, this is Trump we're talking about, and the show is far from over. As long as he remains a powerful figure in American politics, his ambitions and influence will continue to shape the landscape. And who knows? Maybe he'll find a way to pull off the ultimate comeback. One thing's for sure, the debate over Trump's potential 3rd term is just getting started. Buckle up, America.